Hello, 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 and welcome to the third installment of Jorrun and Chill. And before I get started, I just want to say hello to Kelly B. I hope that this video ends up being okay and that you enjoy it. We are looking at some of the most deranged content that currently exists in the Jorrun archives, which is the director's Cawmentary, the Teaching Your Children About the Church of God series. So after amassing about 100 subscribers and making content for 3 months, Jorrun decided that we all wanted to take a peek behind the curtains into his creative process. So in the same way that you would watch the DVD extras of a Steven Spielberg movie, Jorrun did a director's commentary of his videos that probably had like, what, 40-50 likes on them? Or 40-50 views, not even likes. Yeah, so basically he makes stories up about TCAP content creators that are like a fairy tale. And to this day, this is probably his most well-received content that he ever made. It's hard for me to be objective about Jorrun nowadays, obviously. I mean, you have this whole channel, but I remember when I first heard it, it was on the Clobber stream, and it was as the intro, and something about it wasn't bad enough as to where I had to turn off the stream and, like, come back later, but something about his voice, or I don't know what it was, I just wasn't really a fan. But yeah, some people did end up liking it, and I don't really blame them, because it's definitely his highest quality content that he released. And as it turns out, this was actually stolen from his comedy troupe. Maybe not word for word, and the script, I don't know if they were stolen or not. But the general idea, Jorrun had a little skit in his comedy troupe where he would read fairy tales of other events in the exact same way. So even his best content, we don't know if he actually did it. That could have been somebody else on the comedy troupe that did that idea. So yeah, it's fair. Yeah, Jorrun's an original genius. So one question that I do have is, was this clout chasing? Because we know that Jorrun would do anything for clout in whatever community he's part of. And he was doing his first content series was about people like Clobber, and Shin's Koala and Andy. So was that a way for him to clout chase, like him to get his foot into the door on, bigger content creators right from the get-go? It might have been. So maybe we can talk about that a little bit further into the video. But that's just an idea that I started having. And today I am playing Persona 1, the PSP remake. That's why we have Maki-chan on the screen. She told me she was 18, so I'm just gonna go ahead and believe her. So yeah, I played Persona 3 in the first video, Persona 4 in the second Jorrun and Chill, and I'm going all the way back to Persona 1, the PSP remake, for the for the third installment. So it should be a pretty fun stream with this deranged Jorrun content, and a little Maki-chan with us. Alright guys, let's get on into it. A wonderful start so far. He's actually putting on some music in the background.
I wonder if this is working. I wonder. I really do.
Oh, look at that! He's got a little bit of music. Jorrun was upping the production quality once he got to 100 subscribers. He wasn't just filming his screen anymore. He doesn't play anime video game music though, so I'm not sure if I enjoy it.
I am confused. I am so confused.
I'm confused about why I'm doing this.
Is this working? Is this working? Hey, okay.
People are pouring in now.
So, let's start this stream off with an apology. Because is it really Jorrun Comedy if I don't apologize? Of course not.
Oh yeah, I agree. The apologies might be some of the best content Jordan's put out. The Alpha Male Derek channel is putting together a lot of a lot of versions of that apology. I recommend going to watch all of them.
Hello, my beautiful, beautiful people. Alright, I thought this was going to be a nice, easy open, but BAWT. I hit Streamlabs and it says not connected. Then I went into YouTube and
it's not as funny when you have to actually spell out the joke every time you try to do a low Lauren accent.
Did old stream. I'm like, fuck, I have people waiting for me. Am I gonna lose them? I don't want to lose you.
Dude, they were.
Anyways, here I am.
They couldn't wait.
Let me say hello to my friends, Spencer Severa, Roy, Euro. You guys are awesome. Off the Verge, Danny, my precious Midwestern princess. Mwah. Scarlet, my number one. Ow.
Oh. Wow, so we're already getting right into the making woman uncomfortable, and first of all, he already doxes Danny. I don't think it's a well, it's not. If it was a secret that she's from the Midwest, it's not anymore.
Okay, things are looking good. TCAP, my best friend. Yay. Dilali, if I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. Hello, friends. Hello so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Here is my situation. I decided, so you guys may or may not know, but I spent the past week doing some professional training in my super secret job that I tell no one about. And it was a full-time thing. I was doing it Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 Pacific Standard Time, which for me, of course, is 3 hours earlier. And I'm exhausted. So I only put out one video this week. By the way, I hope you all enjoyed it.
People missed him.
Got into it. Sex Armstrong style, starring the lovely Cal Pill, was phenomenal. Please watch that after this if you get a chance.
Oh, the Sex Armstrong style. That was the thing that Alpha Male Derek channel, they did a reenactment of it, and it's really bad. He made. Well, I guess the reason why it's so horrible is because obviously we now know what just a pervert he is. So he had Cal Pill saying some really, some stuff that we know was, the point was to turn him on. And he actually says in the dump, there's a little quote he says there where he's like, he implies that she gave him a boner. Which is, yeah, a little strange. He says something like, "Can I tell you something? You're really effective." Oh God, what a fucking creep. But yeah, you can watch a reenactment of that video. I don't think the original exists. Even if the original existed, I don't think I'd want to listen to it. Yeah, it's very creepy.
And I said I want to kick back. And I've always loved directors' commentaries. The DVD features. I'm like, screw it. I'm gonna play my earliest series, teaching your children about the Church of God. I'm gonna do it with some friends in the audience, and we're gonna chill out. We're gonna have a good time,
I also love director's commentary. A lot of people do, and the reason is because you get to see, somebody that's a genius in their field talk about their creative process. Nobody wants to see Jorrun talk about the creative process. How many times has Shigeru Miyamoto talked about his creative process before making the first Super Mario Bros. Game? But that's because he's a genius. So why does Jorrun think we want to listen to what he's got to say?
We'll see what happens, as Anthony Palumbo would say. And for anyone who's curious about the creative process, I'm here for you.
Can't wait.
Euro, yes, thumbs up. Thank you, Euro. You're the best. Scarlett, Jorrun got all kind of girls, all kinds, as the Hodge twins would say, all kinds. Okay.
Great quote.
Let me see.
Jorrun's
9
got
p.m. for me. Euro,
all kinds.
thank you for staying up. TCAP says I can only do one video now in the back. Oh, TCAP, guess what, bro? I didn't get to tell you. I officially go back to work on the 17th. 9 more days of freedom, man. So I'm going to try to go ham, as the kids say. Put out a lot of content next couple of weeks for this AMI Singing channel. So we're going to see what happens. But, yeah. Playtime is over. The real world beckons. So, Jace. Hello, Jace. Are you new to my channel? We're just going to do a little director's commentary. I'm going to play some of my...
How many subscribers do you have, Jace? Or Jake? I forgot what it was.
my older videos and pause them to talk over them. Should be fun. So, this is the first one I ever did. It's called, obviously, the series is called Teaching Your Children About the Church of God. This one is the imaginary backstory of Sir Clobbering Time. So...
And I talked about this a little bit in the intro, but it is a little curious that Jorrun is known for being such a clout chaser, and then the first thing he did was contact Clobber to use this as an intro. Just a little something to think about.
A little background here. I was in the Church of God about 4 months, and I decided I wanted to do content, and I got this crazy idea for me explaining real-life events as if I'm telling them to a child.
Which, like I said earlier, is a thing that he did in his comedy troupe. Whether he took the scripts or not, I can't say, but the basic idea, yeah, that comes straight from them.
So, I turned real-life events and people into fairy tales. And seems to have gone over well. And the first one I ever did was for Clobbering Time, and he played this as the intro to his show for, about a month. And I went from 0 subscribers to 50 pretty much overnight, so I'll always be thankful for that.
That obviously is a really nice thing Clobber to do. But, yeah, he must have loved all that clout he got. 50 subscribers overnight. Yeah, he must have really enjoyed that night.
But here we go. Oh, Jay says he's lurked on some of my music videos, so welcome aboard. Here we go.
Hi there, boys and girls.
Can anyone hear it okay?
Today, we will learn about a member of the Church of God named Sir Clobbering Time. His actual name is Clobbering Ting Time, but the ting is silent.
He has since dropped the ting. Moment of silence for the ting. That's enough.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a wonderful princess named Betty. Betty was very much beloved by her subjects.
Oh my God, Betty, we love you, Betty!
One day,
Saint Betty of Cambridge. Nothing but love.
an evil ogre known as the Lorn Lin came to terrorize the princess. He scared the princess into giving him all the riches of the kingdom.
Great commentary so far.
No!
So obviously we're going into the real life events. And when I decided, of course, that the number one villain would be obviously Lauren Armstrong, I'm like, okay, what is a good fairy tale character that I can put him in there? Obviously, he's ugly and misshapen looking, so that helps. And I'm like, an ogre. Ogres are evil and fierce, but at the same time, unless they're really...
You know, something that I just realized right now was, if you have been following all this Jorrun stuff, he was in a LARPing, or not LARPing, but like a role-playing chat he was a barbarian. He was Jorrun the Barbarian, which I think is where the Jorrun name came from. I guess he just thought it was some kind of Germanic sounding name. And he had all these stories about, like, Jorrun the Barbarian. They're, like, in the forest, and there's, like, magicians and stuff. And the forest was based off of a role-playing chat he was in, a role-playing chat room dude. And now he is one of the only people that I see constantly refer to the Lorne community as, like, a church. I wonder if that has anything to do with his, like the old role-playing days. Like, he's trying to make it more like his fantasy, like, role-playing chat rooms that he used to be part of. Might be a little bit of a leftover from that. And here I get to name my character, which usually in Persona games I like to go with the name that's considered canon. But unfortunately for Persona 1, there's actually really no canon name. So what that means is that I can just go ahead and name myself Jorrun Comedy. If I could ever figure out how to... Oh, there we go. Jorrun... Alright, so the the boy with the earring, as he is often known, is Jorrun Comedy. So Jorrun Comedy is gonna go save the world now.
Really huge, which sometimes they are, they can be pretty cowardly. And I'm like, okay, how do I change his name to sound more fairy tale-ish? I'm like, well, Armstrong doesn't help, right? Armstrong is a cool last name. But I'm like, Lorne, his middle name is Lin. I have to do something with that. And I'm like, the Lorne Lin. So he became the evil ogre, Lorne Lin. And here we go.
He did this by showing her his big, ugly, stupid, misshapen face. What could the princess...
That's another great sound clip. Him making fun. He has mentioned several times how he was dropped on his head as a baby and how you can still see the dent. And he has a nerve to call Lorne ugly and misshapen, which obviously Lorne is pretty ugly and misshapen, but Jorrun isn't much better in that regard.
This do? She knew she needed a brave hero to protect the kingdom.
Let's not pretend any of us would not be scared if we saw that hideous face. So part of the fun of this series is when I get angry, because I enjoy getting angry, as does my lovely Scarlet Ebony. And
yeah, his fake anger. Whenever it comes to Lorne, he has this just fake anger that he doesn't even display towards the other predators on the show. And it's so... If he says a word about Betty in my presence, I'm gonna raise my fist, I'm gonna beat his ass. It's very odd.
so that's pretty cool.
Especially when he doesn't display that towards anybody else. It's like he's trying to get, he's trying to get people to, like, think, oh, look at this good guy. Or something. I don't know why he's doing it, but, yeah.
Cool. Ape says, seriously, nothing about the Church of Cod is appropriate for children. To me, that's part of its appeal. But mostly watching Lorne get his. Exactly.
I mean, he did like a few, like 7-year-olds pictures. But it does look like he was looking for a community that was adult-oriented. And obviously in the TCAP community, a lot of the jokes, they're just inherently going to be sexual. But the weird thing with Jorrun is that he seems to have thought that it was, people were just like cybering all the time and everybody was just talking about their sex life. And that's not it at all. The TCAP community, I wouldn't say really is sexual at all. It's, it's a comedy. It's the jokes are inherently sexual because this is a, like a pedophile sting, people have the very hilarious chat logs. But yeah, it looks like this was a little quote right here showing us that seems like he liked the adult aspect of the community.
Ape, if you are actually sharing these videos with your children, I would consider you an unfit parent. But I love the idea that these are fake public service videos that I do. Spence says, poor Shrek. Yeah, Shrek deserves none of this. If Lauren were an ogre, living in a swamp would be a step up for him. You know what? A swamp Scarlet, realistically, would probably be a lot more hygienic.
I bet Lauren at least has like a painting or two up. And I don't want to hear Jorrun talking shit about other people's houses. He probably is cleaner than Lauren. You know, Lauren's trailer probably smells like piss and like dried semen. But at least he has some things like to decorate.
It's natural, that's for sure. Probably has less mold. And, yeah, I agree. Let's continue.
So, she found one and made him a knight.
I dubbed thee Sir Clobber.
She knew he was very brave.
Sir Clobber the Bold.
Sir Clobber was very loyal to his princess.
You're our precious little princess. We loved you first.
He was very loyal to another princess.
Hey, Frigid, precious little frozen baby.
And to yet another princess.
Princess Peach, hey, princess.
So,
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. So obviously, Club is my friend, and I make him sound good here, but it's always fun to make fun of your friends, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to contest that. I don't think Clobber was ever your friend. How many or actually, Clobber, he does love Jorrun content, so there's a chance he's gonna be watching this. How many conversations did he have with Jorrun at this point when he had made this? You probably, I'm guessing you had a conversation about him making this video to use in your stream intros. I don't think you guys talked about, you know, I bet you guys didn't even talk about what the weather was like. So, I'm gonna have to contest that they were friends already. And there's not a lot about when he makes fun of Clobber that sounds lighthearted.
And of course, that's what I did. By the way, I miss Princess Peaches so much. Oh, I miss her and that cute little sexy giggle. Where is she gone? If anyone knows Princess Peaches, please tell her I
Dude, what the fuck?
miss her. I really do.
We're gonna have to go back there. I do not know Princess Peaches, so I don't know if she was making content or whatever. But what a weird thing to say. So I wonder how he heard her voice. Maybe she was making content, but well, let's just listen again.
Make fun of your friends, isn't it? And of course, that's what I did. By the way, I miss Princess Peaches so much. Oh, I miss her and that cute little sexy giggle. Where is she gone? If anyone knows Princess Peaches, please tell her I miss her.
Dude, that's such a weird thing to say about some girl you don't even know.
I really do. She is awesome. Just to let you guys know, it was a beautiful summer day here, but now it's overcast. If you hear the sound of me running, I'm running to close the windows because they've been threatening us with thunderstorms. They even said hail. It's fucking September here in New England. How are we gonna have hail? I digress. Here we go. Back to the story and clobbering time and how he just can't commit to one princess.
oh, the kingdom would be protected from the fierce.
I wonder if Jorrun actually was jealous of Clobber calling different women princesses, which is literally just a Jorrun meme. But he in the West Moist chat logs, it did sound like he was a little jealous that he got marriage proposals and people, you know, going to Clobber Shan's like, sit on my face, Clobber. And I guess he didn't get the memo that people are just fucking around and nobody's actually gonna marry Clobber in just from a strings alone. I mean, I might marry him, but
Some ogre. Say, did this kingdom have a king?
The base shaman is the king,
Are you sure about that, Clobber?
the undisputed king.
Okay, base shaman is the king. I have no problem with base shaman being the king.
So what's cool about that line is, so I've been putting off getting this done, because for me as a creative person, when I have a good idea, it gets a little too big in my mind sometimes, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be the best idea ever, blah, 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 blah. And then I get overwhelmed because I go into perfectionism, and I tend to withdraw. Bad habit.
where's the perfectionism? I haven't seen it in anything he's done.
So many of us have it, though.
How often do you think he actually practiced music other than just like performing it? Yeah, he's not a perfectionist by a long shot.
So I wanted to get this done and give it to Club a week earlier, but I was dragging my feet. Well, that very Sunday, after I was originally going to send it to him, Bass Shaman did that in his show. He did Bass Shaman is the king, the absolute king. And so that was perfect. I'm like, yes, the kingdom now has a king. This is awesome. So I put that in. When Klaba debuted this on his channel, Bass Shaman was in the audience. And Bass Shaman sometimes shows up with Sundays for COD. I believe he's a very busy guy. I mean, he streams every damn night and does his own content. So seeing him there and seeing his smiling face emoji pop up was very cool to me.
Wow, dude, Bass Shaman Senpai. Notice him. He must have been going wild. Like I said, we've seen what he thinks about getting clout. Oh, what the? We've seen what he how he loves to get clout. So I want to see how happy he was that night when Bass Shaman acknowledged him. Dude, the movement is so weird in this game. It's originally PS1 game, but still.
Was very happy. Scarlett, when did Betty? I'm happy to answer that. Excuse me. What happened was, I don't know if this was the first or second time she was on the show. I knew there was the interview, which is how I became a fan of Clobber. First thing I ever heard of Clobber, I stumbled on his channel because he had the call where the great Tiffany Lockhart gets Lorne to read the Lornography, and I found that. I'm like, oh my god, this is gold. And Clobber kept interrupting, and I'm like, who is this asshole? He needs to shut off. Well, right. Same mistake everybody makes.
No, that's not the same mistake everybody makes. He's making it sound like this is just kind of like an inherent thing, like unless you know that Clobber is raising money for charity, that you're just thinking this guy needs to shut the fuck up. I personally love listening to Clobber talk. I mean, the Sundays with COD, rest in peace, they were like a community gathering, you know, more than just like a listening to calls thing like maybe the Lorne Identity does.
Later on, you find out Clobber was raising money. Clobber's fucking awesome. And he would do that. So I had found out about Betty, I believe, through Sam Pendleton's channel. Fell in love with her. Heard his interview. I'm like, okay, this is a really solid dude. And it was either the first or second time. I think Betty was saying how different people had like there was a pope and stuff, and Clobber had no title. And Clobber, Mr. Modesty, he's like, yeah, I don't have one. So she knighted him. She goes, do I have the right to do this? He goes, you have more right than anyone. In the church, which is so true. So she knighted him. And I think that was the same time where Betty did mini syllables. And it was out of nowhere, because she loves when Clobber does, as we all do. And she did mini syllables, and I swear to God, I literally fell out of my chair. I fell out of my chair. I may have been drinking. Probably. But yeah, that's what happened. He was definitely during a Sunday with COD stream, Scar. Chef says, you'll get the thunderstorms. I got a couple hours back. I'm staying in. Oh, no. Euro says, it's not summer till the 20th. We've had sleet in... Ugh. English weather, yuck. Off the Verge. It's not Clobber's fault that La Princess want him. You know what, Verge? You're absolutely right. He deserves them. But still, he could give me a few, couldn't he? Does he have to have them all? I'm just saying.
That might be a little tongue-in-cheek, but I don't think he's completely fucking around when he says that.
Was it the cleanest, best pleasure having Bass Shaman? Yes, Euro, yes it was. Definitely. Alright, let's continue.
Sir Clobber was strong, brave, and ready to fight. Children, he is what we call an alpha male.
Absolutely.
No woman could control him, no matter how beautiful she
I don't know who you think you're talking to. You're not talking to Lorne right now.
Now that does not mean that he wasn't aware of his own shortcomings.
I'm just some idiot in Chicago. So
So look at how great that was.
I'm
Clobber
looking.
and I, before I started doing content, we had a joke going back and forth. So Clobber plays this character sometimes where he is the brother of Winnie and Debbie, known as Derek James. And so when that happened, I've been studying the whole thing about alpha males and beta males just in the past year.
So he barely fell for that stupid alpha male, beta male shit when he was already 48. Or is he 47? I can't even tell because I always just call him 50. Yeah, I think he's 48. Yeah. So he fell for that when he was that age. It's not even like he was studying it when he was like in his 20s.
And the joke I would do when I'd be on Clobber's thing is I would call him like Alpha Male Derek or something. And
Hey, shouts out Alpha Male Derek.
And I would just joke around in comments, and I'd say stuff like, wow, Ramona will give Lauren a perfectly logical, sensible, solution. And Lauren will respond back by going, no! So I go, Lauren is the most stubborn child I've ever met. And Clobber responded back with total beta, Jorrun, which is hilarious. And fun fact, if there's ever Jorrun trivia, if you want trivia, here's some now. I almost didn't go with Jorrun. I almost went with Alpha Male Derek. Because Derek is my favorite character in Lornography.
That's a little Jordan trivia for you guys, actually that's a little Alpha Male Derek trivia for you guys. I've name dropped him 3 times so far because he's my sponsor. So, but yeah, I've been thinking about doing like a Jordan trivia stream or something like that. I think that'd be kind of funny. Just the most random shit, like what he has hanging up in his the only things he has hanging up in his house.
He's awesome. And I absolutely love the idea of Lauren someday finding my channel and going, it's another Derek, I can't get away from him.
Yeah, the guy that can't use the internet, he's gonna find your channel and then he's just gonna go into a rage.
Well, I decided not to go with a community-specific name because I wanted to be able to do other things, original songs, some content that wasn't related to Lauren. So, Jorrun is a name I've had for over 20 years online, and I stuck with it. Yeah.
And thank God for that, because without him being so stupid as to use a name that he's used for fan fiction, self-insert fan fiction, we wouldn't have the Jorrun the Barbarian stuff, or his poems.
Yeah. Scarlet. Oh, Betty's Lauren impression. Oh, it makes me laugh so hard. It is so good, so good. Euro, don't tell anyone, but I'm a bit drunk. What are you drinking, Euro? You told me in the past. I know you guys like gin, and that. I know you're kind of fancy. I'm a little bougie myself. Afterwards, Derek King James. That's awesome. Jace, I do TCAP music. I do original sketches, which is what I'm doing right now, my first ever sketch. I do a bunch of stuff, and I will do a bunch more. TCAP recipes. Yeah, I know, Chef, you want to go into that. You got the ability, man, and I'm going to support you. There's no fucking doubt. Euro, I had a ginger-flavored scotch yesterday. I thought it was delicious, but unfortunately it was not. Oh, well. But, yeah. So, Chef, this is for you. I'm going to take a sip. Hold on.
Wait, did you say take a sip? Sorry, I was listening to these ladies over here.
This is for you. I'm going to take a sip. Hold on.
Ah, there we go. Sorry, sip of water.
So that line that Clobber just does, where he talks to Tiffany and goes, I don't know who you think you're talking to, I'm not Lauren, where he suddenly becomes very alpha, and it's awesome. That is a clip from the Sunday Saccade where Clobber and Tiffany were watching TCAP recipes. That was the whole show that day. They binge-watched TCAP recipes. And so I got that clip from there, and that video is where I got introduced to TCAP recipes. I became a subscriber, And now TCAP is one of my closest friends in the church. That's real talk. TCAP, if you feel the same way, by all means, say so. But yeah. So, and I'll tell you guys as I go through this where I get original clips from, and even direct you to the videos if you want to hear.
I don't think he ever said so in the stream, so he might not have felt the same way.
Unfortunately, before the brave Sir Clava could fight the fierce Lorne Lynn, it was captured by the local authorities and forced to live in a cage.
Where he belongs, in a cage, in jail.
He's in jail, I guess. For being a fucking idiot.
Clava!
Definitely true. Breaking easy-ass terms of probation.
Language! There are children listening.
Hopefully not.
Sir Clava decided the best thing to do for his precious princess was to rebuild the treasury of the kingdom. Every Sunday, he invited all the subjects of the kingdom to his home and
Sundays
asked
with
them to
God.
donate whatever they could.
Well, howdy, loved ones.
He would entertain them all and make them laugh hours and hours at a time. And when he was at his happiest, he would make the most wonderful sounds of contentedness.
So that's how I decided to put mini syllables in there, because of course, you're not talking about club and not having mini syllables. So I made them sounds of contentment.
What about when you had him do a Jorrun impression, and then when he did mini syllables, you were like, Clobber, good job, but let's not do the mini syllables.
If any of you are new, he did it, man. After a year, man, motherfucking Betty is all paid off.
Yeah, Jordan
as
isn't
of
new
last
at all.
Sunday. Huzzah! He did it, man. He restored the kingdom's treasury. That's a man right there, man. That is a man. Okay, cool.
I can't get out of this goddamn skull.
So beautiful. Tiffany, did I do a good job on my first story? I mean, seriously.
Seriously.
Oh, you're so sweet. You always have my back, Tiffany.
There we go.
And that
Okay, gotta tell you the story about that. So, oh, which one was that? I'm not sure. I think that was the one. My favorite ever, Sundays with Cod, was where Clobber does the Derek character, and he's there with Winnie and Debbie. And he's making fun of Debbie, and he goes, you know, he does his impression. Hold on, that's the rain. I gotta close some doors. I'll be right back. Hold on.
I'm so glad I made my name Jordan in here. It's hilarious seeing all these guys like, hey, Jordan.
Jesus, well, I warned you. So, yeah.
Sniff.
Clobber, of course, always makes fun of how Tiffany talks. Seriously! And, Tiffany made the mistake you never do, which was you do not say something that you claim you never say, because somebody smart, like me, will come around with audacity and clip it out and use it back at you.
I agree. Because I have taken a lot of clips of Jorrun, and I'll have it uploaded eventually for public use. But there's a lot of good stuff in there. And I was going to talk about something else. Oh, yeah. So he talks about Tiffany. He talks about the, like, seriously thing as if he's, like, really good friends with her. And it's just kind of weird. It's like if two people have an inside joke, and then you start using the joke, and you're just like some random dude. It's a little strange.
So when I did that, I was nervous because, mind you, I didn't know Tiffany at all, right? I just saw her on the screen. I would observe how good she was in streams. And I was nervous to put that in. I'm like, what if she takes herself real seriously? No pun intended. Takes herself real seriously. What if she gets mad? But I'm like, nope, it's common. I'm going to put there in. Tiffany could not have been cooler about it. Tiffany is the fucking tits. She's awesome.
The fucking tits.
And she loved it. And so I kept that in. And I did some other stuff teasing her about how she talks. On one Sundays with Cod, I did a donation, and my donation message was, I want Tiffany to star in a show about attorneys and call it Serious Law. She was there, pretended to be angry in a very funny way, and she's just like, that killed me. That was so funny. So
I can confirm, because the last time she was on a Clobber stream, I tipped and I said the exact same thing, and she loved it. So this is actually a case where Jorrun is not lying or exaggerating anything. She loves that joke.
Tiffany is awesome, as I've said so many times in the past. Okay, what we get here. Let's see. Aaron. Hello, Aaron. Just imagine when she gets to 20K from Lauren. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that'll happen any day now. Ha ha ha. What else? Rhoda, my precious chocolate princess. Rose kiss smiling. Mwah. Archvile. What horror movie is the image from? Archvile, I will tell you that in a moment. It is from The Dump. Alright. Scarlett, somebody suggested we send a bill to Lauren for Betty's payment. That would stress him right out. It's spelled R-E-E.
Archvile, who is the Cubano brother, he now goes by an excellent name, which is Archvile the Coupon brother. I'm not sure who came up with that. I think he told me it was Dick Hungwell, maybe. But yeah, an excellent name.
E.T. Scarlett, read out. Archvile, my Cubano brother, thank you for coming. I think I am here. Let's see. Eurovision, thumbs up for S-Hole for helping. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So let's finish this one up. Get to the next one.
Children is the story of Cyril Clobbering Time. Real name, Derek McClobberson. Derek? Ex-Derek?
And to him, fake doxing someone is like a high point in comedy.
The end. Join me next time when I teach you about another member of the Church of Cod. God bless you, Cyril Clobbering Time.
So that's how that became my signature sign-off, which is, God bless you. And so that was my very first one. Now, the second one I ever did...
That was a landmark moment. It's kind of like, like Halloween, the movie. It really invented a whole new genre of entertainment.
It's about Mr. Andrew Burkett. Burkett is how it's pronounced. Burkett is what Lauren calls him, because Lauren can't get any of our fucking names correct. And this was actually the first idea, because... So the hardest part about the series and why I've stopped it is you need to have a plot. You need to have a story. And I can find funny clips and put them together in a creative way, but you need to have a plot. That's really the hard part. So this next one has a plot. It's when Andy Burkett flew to America, met Shin's koala, drove up to Maine, and saw Lauren get sentenced. Very, very cool event. I wish I had gone there. To give you all a timeline, I discovered Andy's channel and subscribed the very week he was in America. Yes. So if I had been a Laurenographer like a month longer, maybe in a week longer, I would have been there. My ass would have been in Maine. I would have laughed my ass off. It would have been incredible.
Dude, that's a terrifying scenario. Let's imagine Jorrun was someone really cool that everybody likes in the community. Even then, if he had just started watching Lauren content like a week ago, and then he invited himself to this excursion, presumably gonna be, like overnight and spending time in a car with these other people. That sounds horrible. Like just some random dude joining you. And then, like I said, even that with somebody that is well liked, well respected, that's not a fun thought. But then with people, somebody like Jorrun, it's even worse, and God forbid any woman or woman were on that trip, because he would have been outed a lot sooner as a creep. Why does he think people want to see him after? Like, why did people want to hang out with him right when he joined?
Yes, yes. All right, let me see here. Okay, everybody's just talking amongst themselves. That's cool. That's
No one paying attention to the commentary.
All right, so here we go. This is the second one in my series.
He was just like, that's cool. He I don't think he's happy that nobody's talking about the content.
It's called... It's right here. Alright. Oh wait, this is actually the third one. Haha! Well, I've talked it up, so I'm going into it anyway. It's called Andrew, Burkett, and Shin's Koala Go on an Adventure. Here we go.
About another member of the Church of
Whoa.
Hi there, boys and girls. Are you ready to hear about another member of the Church of Cod? Okay. Once upon a time, in the faraway land of Aang, there lived a cat named Andy.
Yes, the land of Aang. I'm sorry, sometimes I get a little corny. Please bear with me.
Hello, everybody.
Andy looked a little different than most other cats.
I'm bald and I'm actually good looking, haha.
Hey,
Like myself.
you're not the only handsome bald fellow around here, you know.
Oh my god.
Andy, full name Andrew Cat, had a best friend he loved greatly. It was a koala owned by a man named Shin.
Hello, everybody.
He also didn't look like your everyday koala.
Shin looks like Italian gangster.
Okay, so a little background there. So here's what happened. Excuse me. Everybody here? Cool. The idea for this one came from the fact... I'm going to embarrass myself here. The idea for this one came from...
He embarrasses himself every time he makes a video. I probably do too, but I don't think this badly.
The fact is, I knew from Sundays with Cod that there was someone named Shin's Koala. And I remember thinking, what a dumbass name that is. You know, he sounds and looks... I'd seen the video, you look like a big dude. I'm like, who the fuck is Shin? Is that his wife? Is he saying he's like her little teddy bear? Right. I didn't understand anything. And let me drop a little knowledge here. If there's one thing I have found, that every time I've assumed something is stupid in the Church of Cod, there's only one thing stupid in the entire Church of Cod, and that's
You.
Lorne. That's it.
That's a really great lesson that he took from it. He took the lesson that, you know, Lorne's the only dumb thing in the Church of God, but every time he thinks something, he's wrong. He might have if that was me, I probably would take a lesson that I shouldn't be judging people for dumb shit right away.
So, I thought, wow, with a dumb name, Shin's Koala. Later on, I actually watched the TCAP episode with Mike Shin in it, and I'm like, oh, I had seen it, but I didn't realize Shin was handing her a koala. And after that, I'm like, oh, that's actually clever to call himself that. So, I don't know if I ever apologized to him. Shin, I apologize. But, so, I had that in my mind, this character. Like, let's make Shin's koala an actual koala. And since Lorne can't pronounce everything, and it's turned Burkett into cat, let's make it a cat and a koala go on an adventure. I pretty much don't mention that they are animals for the whole rest of this thing, but what do you want from me? Yes. Shin likes strawberries. Me too. TCAP says Shin is a koala in real life. Bomb drop!
Hey, check that out. Jorrun's persona, Seaman. It's a little classy humor for you guys.
I thought he was an Italian gentleman who lives not that far away from me. But, I guess you thought. Rhoda, yes. Rhoda, absolutely. I definitely didn't know what your name was. A chewed Tootsie. I'm not sure if I even knew who Rhoda was, maybe, but a chewed Tootsie. And of course, so with me, everyone eventually gets a nickname from me. Everybody gets a nickname. I don't even try, it just comes to me, or in some cases it doesn't. With Rhoda, I call her, you know, what's it? Chocolate Thunder, Chocolate Love. Rhoda, tell me what
Oh
she
my God.
actually looks like. Sounds very attractive. Definitely not chocolatey, though. Archvile, I didn't realize Shin's name was referenced to the Predator. Archvile, good. See, I'm not the only one who was fooled. Absolutely. Excuse me, Mike Shin. Thomas Shin, who Chef did a great recipe, 2 recipes about. He was the Asian guy who made a lot of quote-unquote cute noises when Chris confronts him. He did a lot of it was silly. But that's his friend. Okay, so let's go back into this.
He also didn't look like your everyday koala.
Shin looks like Italian gangster.
I was under the impression that koalas only came from Australia. Oh, what the hey. I say Italy can have its own koalas too. Hooray!
You heard it. I declare, koalas are no longer for Australia. If Italy wants koalas, I'm down with it.
Andy and the koala cared about each other very much and said kind things to one another sometimes.
You're a tougher guy than me, obviously.
Dude, you're a better person than I am.
In time, Andy and the koala heard the good news about the Church of Cod from the wise-based shaman. In fact, they were very brave and decided to see the evil ogre, the Lorne Lynn, for themselves.
I do call Shaman the gateway drug. He was the first person to tell me about Lorne. I never saw the original To Catch a Predator. I wasn't watching TV.
Well, what a shock. He never saw the original To Catch a Predator. And then Base Shaman was the gateway drug, but I thought it was... I don't know. He has like 5 different stories. Hey, Jorrun, could you hear their voices? I love this. I'm so glad I made his name this.
At that time. So, original To Catch a Predator. I wasn't watching TV at that time. So, I was already a fan of Chris Chan. I was a Christorian. Found Base Shaman when I was searching. Base Shaman got me into lornography, as so many other people did. And funny story about that. The first time I ever heard him read the lornography, I listened to a few chapters, and I stopped because I'm like, boy, this guy is talented. He's a good actor, but he's trying way too hard to be funny with all these weird noises he's making. Once again, boys and girls, once again, I thought something was stupid. Once I got more knowledge, I found out the only thing stupid is Lorne.
Hey, boys and girls. Jorrun just has bad intuition. That's what I've learned from this, or he's just an idiot.
And so I stopped. Months later, found out about the existence of mini syllables. Went back, listened to the entire Holy Lornography as read by Base Shaman. Loved it. It was awesome. Okay, let me see here. Danny, my precious princess, is here.
I thought she was already
He's the one
there.
that crashed headfirst into the bar in the beach house. No, that's someone else. That's not Shin. Yes, that's it. Yeah, he was the stinky guy. I would guess, possibly Filipino? I'm not sure. He was dark-skinned, long hair.
Why is he trying to guess the predator's ethnicity? And the dude's name was an extremely Japanese name. People even call him the kamikaze predator.
Archvile says, I can be dense about such things hiding in plain sight. Archvile, something else that connects us. My Cubano brother. Danny. Danny, for you. I'm always ready.
Oh my god.
Definitely do Chris Chan. Danny, I would very, very much like... So one thing that's great, I feel Danny would be cool. But, Danny, obviously you have experience with autism, and so I think you could really enlighten... You've already taught me some stuff that I didn't know, So I think you could really have a special, insight into Chris and his delusions, because those are real. He's got a lot. Euro, a Colombian.
Isn't I don't know anything about autism, so I probably shouldn't even be the one to talk, but isn't it like a wide spectrum? Like I said, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know if, a single person that isn't talking about, somebody that they've met and stuff can really give insight, because from what I understand, it's like a big, like spectrum of different, stuff. Like I said, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Euro, Anthony's my favorite guy other than Lauren. I mean, I quote him constantly. I cannot tell you how many times I've said, I'm not gay, I'm just saying. Mind you, the conversation's never about sexuality, but I crowbar that in there. I mean, you see, now a lot of times when I go into streams, I come in with, I just stopped by. He is the most quotable person on earth. Let me see. Shin brought all the gifts, just want to watch movies. He's like, well, maybe next time we'll have sex. You're one of those quote-unquote nice guys. Alright. Archville and I separated at birth. Cool. Danny looking up right now. Danny's the best. Alright, guys. Let me go back to it.
So, they traveled very far. Andy was tired of England anyway.
Everybody where I live is a miserable, angry arsehole.
And to language. The Lauren Lynn had gotten himself in trouble.
So, in case you don't know, Andy is specifically from Manchester. Euro, I don't know if you're anywhere near that. You can tell me a little bit about that. I'm a fan of some music that came out of Manchester. The great Joy Division. New Order was actually one of my favorite bands in my teens. So they're from there, but I hear that it's kind of a hard scrabble place. So according to him, everyone there is a miserable asshole. I don't know.
Trouble again, and had been caged.
Think of choices Budweiser Light.
Now, he was before the town's wisest man, who would judge his fate and decide what would happen to him. The wise man's name was Woodcock. And that's all I have to say about this name. Nothing else. No.
No jokes about the name Woodcock, because, you know what? A great batter doesn't swing at every pitch. And a great comedian doesn't make every obvious joke. And I think it's funnier if I point out that I'm not going to make a joke.
Who's the great comedian on this video?
The Lord Lynn was let out of his cage and led into the courtroom. Andy and the koala gasped.
I saw Lorne immediately and he turned round and looked directly at me.
The ogre looked bigger and greener than they ever dreamed.
He looked jacked to you guys?
Yeah, he looked mean.
Oh no!
Oh shit, something I should point out. So the third guy there was a friend of mine who I wish he was here. Oh boy, I wish he was here right now. But he's oftentimes in streams, particularly Sundays with Cod. Socks Cobb Parker. I believe that was the voice of Socks Cobb Parker. He went from Boston area, Massachusetts. He drove up there. And, oh yeah, I may have to ask him about this. I'm definitely going to point him out to this live stream. Because he said that he definitely did get to see Lauren. And, yeah, exactly. Here we go. Euro says, I'm from near Newcastle. That doesn't help this American out at all. And I'm not about to pull out Google Maps. So, yes, there you go.
He couldn't take any time out of this director's commentary, because everybody's just dying to hear the creative process. So he can do a quick Google search. When he was asking a question too, he was like, "Oh, I know where this place is," and somebody tells him what it is or where it is, and he says, "Oh, I'm not gonna look up a map right now." That's my new Jorrun voice, which doesn't sound anything like Jorrun.
The ogre looked right at them, trying to scare them. But the cat and the koala were alpha males, and they could not be scared easily by such an obvious beta cuck. The ogre
Jorrun using the word cuck. That's he must have been going all in to that alpha male shit that he was reading.
ogre looked into Koala's eyes and then quickly turned away.
He looks right at me. And I thought to myself, I am not going to break my stare. I'm not going to blink. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to make him blink. And then he looked directly at me and put his head toward the ground and walked out.
Of course, because Shin is an alpha male and Lauren is the biggest beta. I definitely love that Shin did that. Shin's like, nope, no fair. And tamed the evil ogre Lauren Lin very quickly, sounds like.
That's because he's a little bitch. Now, the ogre may not have been the
thought that was
smartest
hilarious.
customer, but he was cunning. To win sympathy, he had his mother, the fair maid Gwendolyn, speak in his defense.
So, I have to tell you, you might wonder why I'm calling her the fair maid. Right? Because people say she looks like Lauren, right? People call her Gorilla Face. Guys, little secret here. When you're writing a fairy tale, knowing that you have a character named Gwendolyn, that's a gift dropped into your lap. That is such a perfect fucking fairy tale name. I'm like, she's not Gwen, she's Gwendolyn. I made her the fair maid, which I think is funny. And yeah. Here we go. Jace, is this guy? I can hear you. I'm reading and I'm talking to you directly, Jace. Am I going to play a Lauren call? No. Jace, we are, if you read the description, I am playing some of the old sketches.
Did you hear the way he laughed at that? He's like, no, I'm above listening to Lauren calls. I gotta replay that part.
Play a Lauren call. No. Jace, we are, if you read the description.
Yeah, read the description, Jace. You fucking idiot. You fucking buffoon. We don't listen to calls here. We make original, fun and interactive content.
I am playing some of the old sketches that I wrote months ago, and I'm commenting on them. I'm doing a director's commentary, as it says there. I am not going to play a Lauren call. I hope you enjoy it. If not, that's fine. That is it.
Yeah, go to if you enjoy, go to one of those morons that can't do anything other than just listen to a call. Fucking Jace. Fuck you, Jace. Unless you're actually listening, then I'm just kidding.
That is it. It's a place Newcastle Brown Ale comes from. Oh, cool. Nice. Thank you. Here we go. I am... Yes, Danny... See, this is why Danny is my back. Danny's like... Jorrun shouldn't have to stop. I'll help. Danny, once again...
Sounds like there was a troll in the chat. Too bad the chats are lost to time. It would have taken a lot of foresight for somebody to save those from the archives on the stream.
Off the verge. The fair gorilla Quinn. Okay, I think that's a very nice halfway there. It's the fair gorilla Quinn.
He needs to speak for himself, and he needs his mother up there to hide behind her skirt.
My son is a good ogre, Gwendolyn said. He has 2 dogs that he does not eat, but he eats little girls instead.
Guys, this was the hardest line to get through. I kept trying to read it, and I kept breaking up into laughter. The original...
I mean, me too. I actually had to record this part several times. I'm actually probably on like take 7, 8. Because that line was so hilarious, I literally just could not get through it.
Line that she said in the courtroom was something like, my son is a good son. He has 2 dogs that he loves very much. So I'm like, my son is a good ogre. He does not... I'm laughing now. Should I be apologizing for that? I'm sorry.
Dude, that's a big Latino laugh. No Jorrun videos. He had to get the big Latino laugh in there. No Jorrun videos complete without it.
I'm sorry. I just love that. Lauren has 2 dogs that he does not eat, but he loves. So the joke I have, right? Because Lauren is, in real life, a predator. In this, he's an ogre. Ogres, quote unquote, eat little girls. And yeah.
I like how he's explaining this joke.
You know what I'm trying not to say. Johnny! Johnny, I'm so glad you're here. What's up, brother? I wish Lauren was led into the courtroom naked. Oh! What an exciting idea. I'm not gay, I'm just saying. Rhoda says, Gwen is quite fair for a gorilla.
He's too excited about that idea.
Okay, I think that's fair. I'll give you one of my favorite comedy quotes. This is from, what's it called? Not Laurel and Hardy. Abbott and Costello. Costello once said, she's either a very ugly girl or a very beautiful monster. And I live with that. That is awesome. All right, here we go.
Well, this did not help the ogre's case.
Oh, no.
Finally, the ogre knew he had to speak up for himself.
I was praying. I was like, please let him speak.
He tried to use the evil power of ogre tears to trick the judge.
Dude, he was crying so hard. He was
Like a bitch.
convulsing. Snot everywhere.
I don't know what to do, the ogre wailed. All I want to do is my cooking show. Silly ogre. Ogres can't cook food. The only thing ogres cook is little girls. His statement was so funny, and he fell off for laughing. He laughed.
Okay, sorry.
His statement was
That-
so funny.
sorry,
The only
let me
thing
rewind
ogres cook is little girls. His statement was so funny, and he fell over laughing. He laughed and laughed till tears were in his eyes.
I composed myself for a few seconds and then I just burst into tears again.
So the story, as it's been explained to me by Andy in one of the shows he did when he came back, when he did a recap, is when Lauren made that ludicrous statement that he just wanted to do his cooking show, Andy laughed so hard he was crying and had trouble breathing. He actually says, I believe I'm going to get this correct. He actually said, because Andy's kind of a spiritual guy, he had to do meditating. Like, he had to kind of clear his mind to stop from laughing. But I believe he was all the way forward in his chair. He might have fallen out of his chair. Oh, man, I wish I was there. I passionately wish I was there to see Andy lose it in such an awesome way. That would have been so cool.
Dude, they would have loved it too. Some random, unfunny, awkward, and consistent sexual harasser dude joining them. They would have loved it. They're actually probably kicking themselves that they missed out on that. If only he had listened to Jorrun's stuff, a week earlier, he would have came with all that knowledge that he had.
Very cool. Lauren really looks like a
He probably could have taught Shin's Koala and Andy Burkett, a thing or two about pornography too.
green blobkin in this pic. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Scarlett says Lauren's the kind of ogre who falls behind on his swap payments. Yes. Oh.
Like with tears rolling down.
Andy, are you crying? Why are you crying?
Yes, I had to do that.
That was kind of funny.
I'm like, I'm gonna take Ramona's best quote and apply it to poor Andy.
Yeah, I laughed at that part just because that's probably one of my favorite, Lauren things. Why are you crying? Okay, let's go.
Did nothing to deserve it.
Finally, using the special technique he learned in the Far East, Andy was able to breathe deeply and control himself.
Meditating.
Well, the wise judge was not fooled, and the ogre was put back in his cage, and the villagers would be safe for a while longer. Huzzah! The animals
Back
all
to
went
jail.
out to celebrate.
I was the only one who ordered a martini, and I don't drink. I just felt like I wanted to celebrate.
They were happy, but they knew someday the Lauren Lynn would be free again.
Unfortunately, that's now.
We've got to wonder what the future holds for Lauren.
Good question, Andy. What would an ogre do to keep...
So let me just rewind this. Listen to what Andy says.
Good question.
Hold on.
I just felt like I wanted to celebrate.
They were happy, but they knew someday the Lauren Lynn would be free again.
We've got to wonder what the future holds for Lauren.
That was perfect. Listen to his delivery. Now the funny thing is, right? It sounds mystical, like it's like Lord of the Rings. He's like, we have to wonder what the future holds for Lauren. When he's, first of all, it's fun how he phrased that, but that voice, he immediately clears his voice after he does this. He just had a regular frog in the throat. But between his accent, the way he's phrased that, and the frog in his throat, it just sounds mystical, right? Like he's got a hood on, he's like some old wise seer dude.
Good question, Andy. What would an ogre do to keep himself out of trouble?
Nothing.
Sugar punting.
I do not think that's a good idea, Andrew. He already hunts something. Children. Anywho, that's the story of Andy Cat and Shin's koala. Later, they became friends with Tiffany Lockhart.
She intimidates me too much.
Really? I've always found that Tiffany has my back.
She does.
And I mean that.
Yeah, she was like a sister to him. She definitely had his back. I'm sure she would have done any favor for him.
Seriously.
Once again, I'm making fun of Tiffany's talking.
Oh my god, good one, Jorrun.
That's the end of today's
Good
story,
inside joke.
children. All I can say is, God bless you, Andrew Cat and Shin's koala. Real name, Michael Shin's koala. Join me next time when I teach you about another member of the Church of Cod. As they say in the language of the ogres, meh, 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 meh. Bye, sweethearts.
So yeah, by the second one I decided, you know what? I'm gonna pretend that mini syllables is the secret language of ogres. So that's my thing. And I had so much fun doing this. I have to tell you guys, it's a fun series. I would like to go back to it if people are interested. I need to think of a plot. That's the hard part. Yes. Let me see. Alright, where am I at here? TCAP says, I'm doing Lawrence cooking show now. I'm gonna blow my channel up, haha. Yeah, if you guys don't know Chef, I'm sure you probably do, that's where Chef got the idea for his entire channel. He's like, Lawrence Sex is that's cooking. I will cook the same things. I'll do them properly, and they'll be edible, and the show will be funny. And it is. Off the Verge. Imagine being laughed at in court while giving your sob story. Yeah, that... I would be very humiliated. I made a man who came all the way across the fucking Atlantic Ocean laugh so hard he fell out of his chair crying when I'm trying to get somebody's pity. Oh. Scarlett, I would have been charged with contempt of court. There's no way... Oof. You ain't kidding. And you ain't shitting either, Scarlett. Me too. Let me see. Jack, this story Jorrun did using parts of Lawrence call in chats parody. You should watch the videos on his channel. They're pretty funny, especially through... Thank you. Oh, mwah. Kisses to my sweet Rhoda.
Fucking creepy, dude.
Let me see here. Alright. Nice stream, need more? Please do, Jorrun. I will see what I can do, Danny. I might need some help. TCAP understands how tough plots can be. Johnny, what's worse than being an ogre? Being a virgin ogre. Definitely true. Atlantic Ocean. Scarlett, this is why I referred to Scarlett as my number one.
I love when he just reads like one chat from, or excuse me, one line from a chat message, and so we have no idea what was going on. He's just like, Atlantic Ocean.
One, because she's that funny. Jace, you're welcome. I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoy it. My next one I'm extra proud of, because I said plots are the hard part. I'm like, wait, I have the best story here. I will do the story of the fucking crucifixion when Lauren drove down. So this is, well, actually, I'm confused. I'm confused by...
Have you guys watched that the Lauren to English translation. If you want a little bit of director's commentary from Sorry Sip of Water, I've had some really awful ideas for getting 100 subscribers, which I usually wouldn't do. Like I wouldn't do something for it, but just ironically, since Jorrun did it, one was a Lauren to German translation with my my extremely bad at this point, very rusty German. And then what was the other dumb one I had? Oh yeah, director's commentary. I was gonna do a director's commentary in my first video, but neither of those ideas I want to do for more than like 5 minutes, because they're so dumb. But yeah, my point that I was trying to make was that you guys need to listen to that Lauren to English translation that is on the Jorrun Comedy channel, because it is truly awful. And we're going to listen to it here once as a Jorrun Chill, and then once as a stream. Because I do like doing these videos where like there's no interruptions. It's just like I think it's like nice for people to be able to listen to without any like chat or anything like that. So yeah, I'll probably end up doing 2 videos on that, one video and one stream, because it's too good not to.
My own shit now. I thought this was the third thing I said. YouTube's telling me it's the second one. But this next one here is the Crucifixion and Saint Betty. So this is the third in the series. And how many minutes are we in? Wow, almost an hour in. Great. Alright, so we might get up to the second hour point. By all means, it's 7 p.m. Eastern. Definitely go see my buddy Chef. He's debuting a new recipe. I'm his opening act. Nah, I always like it.
God.
I love when people can go from one thing to another.
Jorrun actually has his own mini syllables, which is pretty funny considering he always makes fun of Lauren's mini syllables. But he has this really obnoxious like sigh and a really obnoxious laugh that he does at the end of sentences. So like that one, where, oh my god. But he also goes like, ah, ah, ah. But this one's so bad right here.
No,
oh my
I always
god.
like it. I'm his opening act. No, I always like it. I'm his opening act.
Oh my
No,
god.
I always like it. I love when people can go from one thing to another. It's a good afternoon. It's very cool. Let me see. Spence, hi. Need to get a donkey so he can lose his V card. There you go. All right, here we go. The story of the crucifixion. Ba-ba-ba. Please.
You know what? If there's a doctor right here, maybe I should just grind a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Me and Jorrun are gonna grind a bit.
Hit the like. If you like. Ba-ba-ba. Please hit the like. If you like. Comment if you want. Oh, I can rewind.
Winter.
Here we go.
Hi there, boys and girls. How are you today? Today,
This was
we
the
learn
second
about the crucifixion. Doesn't that sound like fun? Here we go. Once upon a
Oh, pardon me. One thing I should mention. So it was easy to get in touch with Clobbering Time, and Clobber loved the idea. Andy was hard to get in touch with because he didn't have, at least at the time, his email on it. So I actually contacted Shin, and Shin is such a golden guy. I told him the idea. He goes, I'm already familiar with the first one you did. I love it. You're a funny dude. I said, do you think Andy will be cool?
What a
Shin
lie.
said, and this is real man shit right now. He goes, Andy will like it, and if he doesn't, I'll twist his arm.
People were so supportive of Jorrun, and that's really kind of the saddest thing. I hate seeing people that they just want to help out someone, who, like I said, at this point when he was just doing the story, or what's it called, the teaching your children about the Church of God. When he was just doing that, it was fine. Like I said, it wasn't for me. I don't know why, but you know, people were helping him out. He had so much help, and yet he just did, you know, what he did, just harassing the woman of the community, a lot of which were, oh, what the fuck? Okay, sorry. Harassing the woman in the community, you know, just, it's an ugly situation.
Shin is a real dude. And he didn't have to. He gave me Andy's email. Andy was like, cheers, or said something else equally English. And it was very cool. So, and this one I didn't tell anyone about. By now I had a fair amount of subscribers and some fans. I'm like, okay, here you go.
Some fans? I don't think, I don't think he had any fans. I mean, people might have liked what he was doing, but I wouldn't consider them fans. Like, for example, on my channel, I've been very happy with all the positive things people have been saying, and you know, the views and everything, which I'm assuming, because unfortunately we don't really have records of his videos and everything, but I'm probably getting up to where Jordan was, and I would definitely never say that any of you guys here were fans.
The ancient land of Canaan.
Canaan. All these funky names that they have for that area. The 3 C's, Cornville, Canaan, Cambridge.
Lived a very precious prince and even more precious princess. They were very much in love.
Betty!
And spent every day singing and eating mangoes.
Explain it, Jordan, explain it. Durango Mango, go ahead, explain
Princess
it.
Betty and
Thank you.
her husband, Prince Eric, may he rest in peace, were in a band called Durango Mango. So yeah, that's why they were singing and eating mangoes. I am so silly.
Prince Eric played the lute, whilst Prince Betty played the lyre. And speaking of lyres, one day an evil ogre
Wordplay.
called Lord Lynn came upon their castle. The castle was in need of great repairs before the coming of the cold, cold winter. I shall build thee a new castle, larger and greater than before, claimed the evil ogre.
So in case you guys are curious where I got that voice from for Lorne, obviously Lorne's real voice, he has a stupid way of pronouncing things, but it's a moderately cool voice, right?
Lorne has a
So,
cool
like,
voice?
He's a fairy tale villain.
That's used to be.
So, when you have villains, you have either the big, tough, menacing guys who can kick your ass, or you have the more sly, calculating, usually smaller ones. And I'm like, I'm going to go with a very, very classic bad guy voice. Now, of course, Lorne is not smart at all, but he does have animal cunning, a phrase I've heard, where they can be manipulative, and obviously he was very manipulative, very sneaky, would delete your archives and all this bullshit. So I decided, alright, I'm going to make him sound sneaky and cunning, but still stupid. So I decided to make him talk like this. Yeah. Absolutely. Shin is the realist, absolutely. Absolutely. The jury saw his literal asshole. Alright, here we go.
How did I change my...
Jim,
edit.
Oh my god, this Sarlacc pit from the original. Uh-oh. I mentioned Lord of the Rings now in the conversation. It's all good. Scarlett says, Andrew comments on one of my videos yesterday, may feel good about us. Very, very cool. Oh, here we go.
I shall do it, but it shall cost thee 30,000 gold coins. The prince and princess were trusting sorts with good hearts, so they believed the ogre despite his stupid, hideous, misshapen face.
I love getting mad at Lorne. It never gets old. It never gets old.
Yeah, and only Lorne.
They emptied the castle's treasury to pay the ogre his required funds. But the day after they gave him all their monies, the ogre bought the fastest horse he could find and left the kingdom.
So obviously, Lorne bought a white truck with gray stripe on the bottom. So yeah, I'm taking very real events and making them sound more fantastical, magical elements. So yeah, Lauren promised to rebuild a house, in case you don't know, stole $30,000, and fled. Where? You're about to find out.
Oh no! The ogre rode and rode till he came to the village of Nash.
I don't get what I'm
However-
doing here.
Nashville. Again, I'm very silly.
Before he even got there, he spent all of his ill-gotten gains on magic beans. I meant magic beans.
He can't stop drinking the Bud Light now, can he?
Oh, my children. I have no idea why I thought of beer when talking about the ogre. Do
Why
you?
indeed?
The ogre found a cave to live in. There was a problem. He was hungry. And when an ogre...
Now, if you heard my live stream last week with the lovely Miss Kennedy, she went to the area he went to right before it was condemned and tore down. Very cave-like. Very cave-like. So I was accidentally correct about that. Off the Verge, you put more thought into Lauren's pronunciation than he ever. Well, Off the Verge, you're a smart guy. Very smart. Danny says, yeah, a lot of live streams are being pulled down. I'm getting paranoid. Everyone's getting pulled down but me. I mean, it helps that I'm not playing the calls. Maybe. I don't want to give myself too much credit. I really don't want to. Because I'm not exactly a genius.
To me, doesn't sound a little bit like he is sort of giving himself credit in that he's implying that somehow he's done something, or by him not playing calls that he's like outsmarted the system, when in reality just whoever was doing that didn't know who Jorrun Comedy was. I'm gonna replay that part really quick.
I'm getting paranoid. Everyone's getting pulled down but me. I mean, it helps that I'm not playing the calls. Maybe. I don't want to give myself too much credit. I really don't want to.
Yeah, it sounds like he's giving himself like a some type of credit.
Because I'm not exactly a genius.
We know.
But absolutely, Danny, someone is shitting on us. Probably a member of the Cornville Mafia. Here we go back.
Which doesn't exist.
hungry. What he wants to eat is little girls. Or do something to little girls. Something just as bad, maybe worse, depending on your opinion, I guess. Really bad. I mean, really.
Yeah, what's worse, wanting to eat a little girl or do what Lauren wants to do with little girls? I will leave that question to the philosophers. They're both really bad!
Are there any philosophers in the chat? Because I would like to ask, is it wrong to have a fetish of a Middle Eastern folktale that is highly sexualized with absolutely no evidence of, you just being really into folklore? And then you find a 7-year-old girl dressed up in the exact same way, and then you like the picture of it, despite, like I said, no evidence of that type of dress to be something, and anything except for extremely sexual for you. So yeah, if there's any philosophers, I would love to know.
Anywho, the ogre found out about a little girl who lived in the next realm over from Nash Village. He sent her a letter, and she sent one back with a painting of herself. The ogre could not believe his luck. She was so beautiful, with hair of gold and eyes blue as the sea.
I thought you had blonde hair.
She was a little Aryan princess.
That is definitely my type of humor.
Uh,
A little Aryan princess. Oh.
Looked good enough to eat. Ew.
that was weird.
Oh, I'm sorry, children. I'll try to stay professional about this.
That is a very, very real reaction I have whenever I think of what Lauren and other predators want to do.
That was real. Red, let's. I hope I'm not rewinding too much for you guys. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to do all these videos and everything. But let's take a look about that. He's trying to convince us that this was a real reaction. Oops.
About this. That is a very.
It's good enough to eat. Ew. Ew. Oh, sorry, children.
The little girl looked good enough to eat. That's another example of him overreacting. For some reason, he does it so much. He does it with his anger for Lauren, and then he does it for Betty as well. Whenever the subject of Betty comes up, and talking about how he's gonna like kick Lauren's ass because of Betty. And then when it comes to this kind of, like sick pedophilia stuff, he'll obviously, I mean, it's sick, but just because I say the ogre's gonna eat a little girl, I'm not gonna go, so that wasn't a visceral reaction. That wasn't a real one.
I'll try to stay professional about this.
That is a very, very real reaction I have whenever I think of what Lauren and other predators want to do. That is a visceral reaction, I believe the word is.
After a month of sending letters back and forth, the ogre decided to meet her when her parents were out of town.
It looks like my idiotic sound engineer completely fucked up, and the second part of this wasn't recorded, but that's okay because the second part was actually only like it was like probably like 25-30 minutes. So I was gonna split this up into 2 parts anyways. I'm not 100% sure how much time is left in the call, but I think it's like a good, like 45 minutes, an hour, or something like that. So definitely enough for a part 2. Alright, so that I guess will be it. I will be back with the second part soon. And then I will I'm gonna try to do some streams sort of late at night. Just some TCAP stuff. So yeah, I guess we will see each other later. Thank you guys. Also, I've been very surprised with the amount of people that actually watch the videos to the end. I just assumed that everybody would click off after the first, 5 minutes. So, awesome. Thank you so much to everybody that got here to the end. And then the second part will be up soon.